So hello and welcome back to Her Sport, Ireland's only platform dedicated to covering women in sport. Whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook or Twitter, you're very welcome. And today we are joined by mid-distance runner Ciara Mageean. Ciara, you're very welcome. How are you feeling today?
Hi, how are you? Thanks for having me on. I'm feeling very good. Had a good heart training session this morning, and I'll just apologise in advance for the noise. My neighbours are getting housework done, so there's a lot of banging and drilling. So I apologise for that in advance.
All good, no worries. So yeah, your training's going well. Is training stepped up a bit ahead of Tokyo?
Yeah, training's been good. I'm actually getting ready to fly out to my pre-Tokyo camp in France on Sunday. So yeah, training's kind of steadily, just getting ready for that race phase. It's probably a little easier this time of the year. It gets a little faster and shorter, getting closer to 1500 meter work. So yeah, it takes on a different type of intensity, but it's been going well, and I'm looking forward to that next phase and getting ready to be at my peak out in Tokyo.
So you also went to Rio in 2016. Do you think it's going to be different going this year, or kind of the same vibe?
Yeah, I think in principle the racing is going to be very similar, just with the aim to make it through the rounds and treat each race like it's your last, and with the goal of making the final. I think in the grand scheme of things, the whole championship and the Olympic experience is going to be very different. Rio wasn't without its troubles. It had Zika virus was a worry going out there. There was very few crowds in the stadium out in Rio because of the issue with the price of tickets and what a standard Brazilian person's monthly income was, and it was nearly a month's wages to buy a ticket, which was just shocking as an athlete coming in realizing that. But yeah, it's going to be very strange going to Tokyo in the current climate of the COVID environment. I think it's going to be a very strange experience for sure, with regards to how we can prep, how we can interact with each other in the team, and as well how we're going to have an experience with the games. But ultimately I'm going there to race, and 3 3/4 laps of the track is the same no matter what. So I'm looking forward to that.
So yeah, like you said, it is a very strange time. You don't really know what it's gonna be like, and it's definitely been a strange time for training and races as well. So how have you found the last year and a bit, and has there been any positives for you?
Yeah, look, definitely. I feel like I've really tried to look on the positive side of it. Whenever the games were initially postponed, I felt that this was a good opportunity for me to really close the gap on the girls that were ahead of me in the world rankings. It gave me another year to get fitter, faster and stronger. It has been challenging at times, like anybody else. It's been a strange time for all of us. Training has been a bit disrupted just with regards to getting on tracks and having access to gyms. So that's been a challenge probably for athletes the world around. For me, it's been strange because our camps have been a little bit disturbed even when we could plan. We had planned a camp in Switzerland instead of in France. The rules had changed in Switzerland, so then we had to suddenly change our plans in the weeks prior to leaving on Sunday. Everything was kind of up in the air, so it is pretty strange to not actually have solid plans as an athlete. You usually know exactly what you're going to do. Racing's been different for sure, with the sheer number of tests that we have to do. The expense of that as well is the same for everybody. Like, it's quite expensive going and getting PCR tests all the time. But look, I'm lucky. I do a sport that you just need some trainers on your feet, and most of my training I can do out on paths and roads. So I've been able to carry on pretty well. I live with my teammates. Well, I lived with my teammates for the first lockdown, and I moved into a new house in kind of over Christmas. So I live very close to my team. I've been able to train with them. So I felt very, very lucky for that, especially the first lockdown when everything was so new to us, that I had that little support bubble here in Manchester. So yeah, it's been a strange year, but it's been strange for everyone, and we all face those challenges, and hopefully we'll get some light at the end of the tunnel and we'll maybe get back to a little normality.
Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed. Anyways, yeah, you've spoken a lot about being a role model and the importance of young children kind of having someone to look up to, whether it's male or female. How important is that for you to be that person, maybe?
Yeah, like I feel hugely honoured to be in a position that I could be a role model for young boys and girls growing up equally. It's something that you don't really ever think that you're going to be that role model. So it's something that I take with an awful lot of pride, but also responsibility. I think that it's important for us to show the youth that what they can do with hard work and dedication. Particularly, yeah, for young girls who maybe don't have as many role models up there in the sports fields. It's nice to be able to show them that yes, you can go and you can strive and you can achieve sporting goals exact same as your male counterparts in school. It's important for me to try to keep young girls in sport and try to be kind of a role model for that, because the dropout level kind of in your teenage years is much higher for girls than it is for boys. But yeah, I really love getting to see youngsters out and competing in their sport, and most importantly enjoying it and having fun and really realizing what sport's all about. Of course, competition is fantastic. It's lovely to win. But as I've gotten older in the sport, I realize how much more important it is to create friends and lifelong bonds in this sport, and really develop a love for being physically active and healthy yourself, and really finding a joy in challenging yourself physically, not only just to win medals. So it is a role that I take very seriously, and I'm very proud to be in a position that I can.
Mm-hmm. So as you know, sometimes you don't always get the win. It does come with a bad race or maybe a bad day. Do you ever feel like extra pressure on yourself, or do you try to use that maybe to get back up and bounce back for next time?
Yeah, look, I've had my fair share of bad days and bad performances and injuries along the way. It certainly is something that you have to work on. Sometimes they can be so crushing, and it can take you a long time to really build yourself back up mentally, never mind physically, from an injury or a poor performance. But it is something that you have to take strength from. There's, nobody's path in life is linear. It doesn't just always go up. For most people, it's up and down. There's back steps, there's forward steps. It's ultimately a journey, not just a steady climb to the top. And it's important to remember that. And as it may appear to people on the outside that somebody else's path has been perfect, it probably hasn't. And there's an awful lot of struggles that everybody has behind closed doors. Maybe not everybody publicizes them. I don't talk too openly about the hard times that I have, because I just keep my head down and keep working through it. But yeah, it gives you some strength, especially whenever you figure how to overcome those things, and you realize, I think most importantly for me, I learn more lessons from the times that don't go good than the times that do go well. Whenever things are going great, you kind of are in a little cloud nine, and you just think it's all great and you just carry on. Whenever things don't go according to plan, it makes you evaluate and realize that there's things that you can improve on. So there's certainly opportunities to better yourself. So yeah, I see it as a challenge. I don't enjoy having them, that's for sure. I'd rather not have any, but it is an opportunity to kind of look back and to say, okay, what could I do different, and learn about yourself as an athlete and as a person. And there's that proverb where you fall down 6 times, you stand up 7, and that's something that I certainly try to live by. That I'll keep standing up and I'll keep fighting on.
Yeah, wise words to live by. So you said there that sometimes the path for athletes isn't always straightforward, but I think it's kind of safe to say for females in Irish athletics at the moment, it's going only one hill up. So what do you think about the rise and the talent that we have here in Ireland so far?
Do you know what? It's absolutely fantastic seeing. It's probably been a strange year because I don't get to see my fellow Irish athletes quite as much, because I'm not racing nationals this weekend. I've seen so many really good performances from the girls, especially the women over the 800. It's absolutely fantastic to see so many girls up there and competing, getting the points and coming so close to the Olympic qualification for that kind of point system. It's really exciting. It's so good to see, and it's built off the athletes all around us. We're all taking steps forward, and I really feel that whenever one athlete takes a step up and kind of raises their game, it really sets a bar for the rest to come up to. And it's only going to be better for Irish athletics the more athletes that we get up there performing well. And it's the same for the lads too. They're doing absolutely fantastic. It's great to see the youngsters coming through and excelling and really pushing themselves and being so ambitious and striving towards their first Olympic Games. I'm excited. I'm very excited to see the outcome of the nationals this weekend, with so many points up for grabs with the whole new system for point system in athletics. It's going to be exciting, and I'm going to be watching eagerly.
You and everybody else, I can imagine.
Yeah.
It's definitely a very exciting time. Yeah. So just kind of going back to your own plans then, heading into Tokyo. I'm not sure maybe if you've thought of it yet, but what's the best outcome for you going into the games?
Yeah, look, my plans are similar to what it was for the World Champs in Doha. I'm going to take each race as it comes, treat each race like it's my last, and my aim is to get in that final. And I firmly believe that once you're in the final, it's anybody's game. You know, it depends how a race pans out, but you get up there and get competitive, then yeah, you're in with a chance. So that's my aim: get to that final and then fight every inch of the way.
That's brilliant. Thanks very much for chatting today, and we wish you the very best of luck at the Olympic Games.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on.